Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, your favorite certified clinical sexologist, marriage bootcamp coach, mocha marriage facilitator, premarital marital counselor, wedding officiant, and definitely 7 principles of making marriage work, Gottman leader, and of course, your favorite sex educator, right? We've been talking about effective communication, right? And it is Marriage Monday. So I am not only talking to my married folks, but people that are also in a committed relationship because I realize everybody is not married these days, but we may be doing things that are married, right? We may be cohabitating, we may be in a long term relationship, 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever the case may be. This is for you. Now, effective communication can also be for those people that you're in a co-working space with, or that you're roommates with, right? Your best friends with, your family and your friends. So just because I am targeting, couples doesn't mean that this information is not effective for you as well. So just to go back, so effective communication is pivotal in having healthy relationships. So here's my next set of tips, guys. When we are getting into some type of disagreement or argument or whatever the case may be, maybe we need to discuss something very major in our relationship, and we're kind of bumping heads a little bit. Here are some tips that I need you guys to remember, right? First of all, ask if it's okay to talk about something. Hello, rather than demanding that you sit here and talk to me right now. That don't always work, booze. Nope. A gentle approach will go a long way in reducing defensiveness. Okay. Consider the difference between saying we need to talk and asking, would it be possible for us to discuss something like right now? Is it okay? If we're the one being spoke to, which approach would be more appealing to you, right? I would prefer, would it be possible for us to discuss something right now versus we need to talk, right? And especially women, we tend to do that. And we kind of strike fear into our men. Okay. Let's just be honest. Or, if you're in a same sex relationship, it doesn't matter. Sometimes we just have a partner that is going to go, we need to talk. Oh God. And then they're automatically anxious and they're worried and afraid of what you might say. And sometimes that actually backfires because then they completely avoid the situation, right? So let's not do that. Avoid sarcasm. Now, listen, if I'm talking to you, make sure that you put hashtags inside of the comment section, or make sure that you go ahead and share this live so that somebody else can be blessed. Okay. Listen, avoid sarcasm. While sarcasm may be one of your straight goes tos, realize sometimes that makes the other person defensive or petty. It does. Sarcasm can also indicate disrespect for the other person. And, I have definitely gotten tough skin over the years, but even your favorite certified clinical sexologist, premarital counselor, even though I am a marriage counselor, sometimes sarcasm was like, oh, yeah, for real? That's how you feel? And I immediately thought it was disrespect. And I had to, go back a little bit. And sometimes that's just a person's personality. And they don't even realize that they are being sarcastic in that very moment because you're deeming this a very serious moment and they're deeming it like, let me get out of this jokingly. And sometimes they're trying to give you a moment of levity, but it doesn't always work that way, right? So if you're the person that, does the sarcasm, just make sure that it's appropriate at that time. But I would definitely avoid it if we're talking about something serious. Clearly communicate your wants and needs. Let me say that. Let me shout that from the rafters. Clearly communicate your wants and needs. Okay. It is so important that you recognize that other people are not mind readers, nor are you, right. Do not assume. Ask clarifying questions. Okay. Ask, did I get that? Repeat back to, I think I said this in another live. Repeat back what you think you heard them say, right? And ask clarifying questions. You know what? You said that you needed more love and affection. What does that look like for you? That's asking a clarifying question. Okay. Um, What I heard you say was love and affection looks like, cuddling on the couch, watching TV together, kissing me at the door. That's what love and affection looks like to me. Buying me small trinkets of gifts, bringing me food home, like whatever the case may be. And then we're regurgitating that information. Did I get that right? Make sure that you got it right before you try to respond, right? Okay. Let's ask, what do you need from me right now? Oh my goodness. How can I support you? This is my favorite phrase. How can I support you right now? What do you need from me right now? After patiently hearing the person out and using your best listening skills, right? Sometimes it's not clear to us what the other person's request is. Do they need to vent? Do they want a specific task to be done, right? Do they need validation? Do they need sympathy? I always go the route of validation first, right? And then asking, well, what does that look like? What do you need from me right now? And sometimes the person doesn't even know what they need right this moment. They just know that they needed to get it out. And that might be just a venting session. Sometimes they don't have a solution to whatever they're bringing to you. And sometimes when you're a solution-oriented person, you get annoyed with people that don't bring you a problem and then a solution, right? No, be that source of solution. Sometimes, well, can I help in this manner? Would that work for you? Figure it out, right? Or figure it out together, because that's the key word, together, right? Let's see. Be your imperfectly perfect self. It's okay to be wrong about something. It's okay to be wrong about something. It's okay to be wrong about something. If you show a willingness to learn from that conversation rather than being like rigidly stuck in your own viewpoint, the other person will have a more appealing conversation with your partner, right? Because why? They're seeing that, okay, you're willing to change, you're willing to work on things, right? You'll come across more honest and flexible and vulnerable. And sometimes that is the thing that scares people the most, being transparent and vulnerable. But that's a whole nother life. So think about it. How much do you trust someone you can never admit that you were wrong, right? That they never, ever admit that they were wrong. I can't. So a closed-minded attitude is also indicative of a self-delusion. That's another lie too. Let go of your pride and ask for feedback. Okay, guys? Let go of pride, let go of ego, and just know that you're not always right? And it's okay to be wrong, right? I'm gonna say that again. It's okay to be wrong, but ask for feedback. That's how we learn and we grow, right? That's a growth mindset. Slow down. I just want to get to know you. The next little thing is slow down. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Count to 10 if you need to. If you feel too agitated to think clearly, take a break from the situation. Y'all know I teach pause all the time. Don't use this technique though as an excuse to run from conflict. So some of my couples have tried to use the pause technique, but never follow the instructions of coming back in a certain time frame to talk about whatever it is. Every couple needs a withdrawal ritual. Let me say it again. Every couple needs a withdrawal ritual. And sometimes friendships need a withdrawal ritual. And that withdrawal ritual is usually a certain time frame, 20 minutes to less than 24 hours. I always tell people, don't go over 24 hours, really and truly, unless you just have that person that really needs to process for a few days. And I have this problem too, guys. I'm one of those people I want to solve within 24 to 48 hours. Well, I have a best friend that it sometimes can take her weeks, right? And I don't allow her weeks because that's just too damn long, right? But I do allow her at least 72 hours, right? That's the time frame that I can handle, not resolving the issue most of the time, and sitting down and having a conversation with you. And then the last tip that I'm going to give you today is don't talk over the person. Please don't do this. Don't constantly interject and not listen, because what you're doing is you're listening to respond and you're not listening to comprehend and understand what the other person is saying. Doing so can indicate that you're re-giving some thought to what they said, right? So you're making sure that it is time for you to respond. Make sure that you give them time to finish their whole thought. May I respond? May I say something? Or something to that effect, right? In fact, you can even allow a few moments of silence before responding so that you are completely sure that they are done. Okay. So this has been your girl, Candy J, your favorite certified clinical sexologist, premarital marital counselor, wedding officiant, marriage boot camp coach, mocha marriage facilitator, sex educator, all of those things. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you can come back and get more mental health tips, relationship tips, sex education, and so much more on this particular channel. I want to wish you a happy Monday. Let's get this and tackle the week, right?